Love comes to rescue from searing loss. It's a love that is within us, and it comes to rescue all others who suffer. And all others do suffer from searing loss. So we reach out to all life because all life experiences good and the loss of it. Thank you, Dad. Now I embrace you, I put my arms around you, and I speak into your heart, and I tell you, you are going to be all right. I know it of a certainty, and I know that you do not know it yet, but you are going to be happy again and fine, and all this will be as a dream. It always happens to all beings in all time, at the very least of this universe. So you can come out just like that. Welcome to the kingdom of heaven. Thank you, Dan. You see, you and they will stay in despair for as long as they hold on to it. And if they can let it go, when they let it go, which they will do, when they let it go, it will be gone. You simply choose not to despair. So when I hold them, I say, you're going to be all right. It may be it takes you days, it takes you years, it could just take you less than an hour, it could take you even this one moment, and you can choose to be all right. But you will hold it as long as you wish to hold it. If you're something like Queen Victoria, you hold the loss of losing her Prince Albert for decades, and Parliament goes spare because, they haven't got a queen. It's in your court, love. You can simply choose. I accept it. I accept the loss. Life goes on. Because it does. And you will do it eventually. So please choose now, love. But if you can't, I'll continue to hold you. Because I know how you feel. There's not a creature on earth that hasn't also felt like this. And you have felt like this in the past, but you have passed from it. Because there's no point in holding on to it. Despair is a choice. We all have major losses. And we have it so that we know to avoid it like the plague. But we don't have to indulge ourselves in the despair. You choose to accept it, and life goes on. It doesn't just drag on. Life is beautiful. It's the way God has made it. Bless you, love. Choose to set this robe of despair aside. Just like that. And you will come out again, love. Bless you. Love you, girl. Love you, fella. You're going to be okay. Bless you. Let me say also in passing, God has suffered, so too. And he suffers it in each person that suffers it. because he wants them to, like him, to be in perfect joy for eternity. Yet he chooses to be crucified. In other words, to suffer as you suffer, because he's your friend. The only difference is he knows it's not the reality to choose, and you will choose his reality, which is infinitely good. Bless you. Thank you, Dan.
You see, I had a dream this morning. You know how you can wake up early and then you do things and you go back to sleep, and you sleep presumably lightly such that you remember the dream too. And in the dream I'd had great loss. Great loss. I think it was in particular someone, of course. And I was distressed. Utterly distressed. And it occurred to me, but this passes. I have needs, yes. And the loss of this person is a great loss. The needs are the same, and the needs can be met by others, by other circumstances, and the needs changing as well. You know, it's when you're at school, you long for friends to play certain sports with. Well, you don't have that great need necessarily later in life, do you? The needs can vanish. And equally, if one person won't play, well, perhaps you find someone else that will. And in fact, that's okay. We, in our loss, want to claim that this is irreplaceable, that we've lost. And that is not true. Their great value is they meet the needs that you have. And God can meet your needs in an incredible number of ways. And does. And has done for the duration of your life to this moment. And to indulge in regret and mourning indefinitely is an absurd, unnecessary cost to no gain. And in my dream, of course, I remembered this, and I thought, well, I don't need to suffer in this way. Oh, well, goodness. That woke me up, didn't it? And I woke into this world. You may say, oh, well, yes, it was just a dream. But you can do the same in this world too. It's all a case of the mind, your mind, and how you allow it, what you allow your mind to do. If you tell it to give you tragedy, it gives you tragedy. And it holds on to the tragedy for as long as you wish to hold on for it. And in the end, you can see nothing but tragedy, and you get sick of it, and you just think, well, it just has to be something else. And of course, there it is. You wake up. You wake up in this world. You wake up from this world into the world to come. We trust in a loving, wonderful God. There is no other way to live. And it doesn't take much experience of doing that to find it's definitely the way you're going to go for eternity and life eternal. Bless you. Well, where I started, love comes to rescue from seeringlos. Your love. And when you think there's no point in living in regret, and every point in loving and caring for the life that is around you, well, you rise out extremely fast. Yes. This is not to be untrue to that which you have valued, but it is to recognize you can be a great blessing into the future, not by mourning, not by refusing to involve yourself in all the joys of life. And there are many. So, as is written, 4 sorts of mortals know me. He who weeps, mourns if you like, Arjuna, and the man who yearns to know, and he who toils to help, and he who sits certain of me, enlightened. Well, those that sit certain of me, and the ones that mourn come the hardest way. My goodness. They come in despair. You don't need to come to God in despair. You can be like Marshall. He came to God in joy. Because I love someone who couldn't love me. They love someone else. Right. Fine. I release them. I still think they're a lovely person, you see. But I release them. Someone else can meet my needs, of course. I don't have to have that person, especially if it's going to be a burden on them. That would be terrible. I don't want that. I spent my life principally with 3 wives, 18 years and 7 years, and we were as close in every case. You wouldn't see us apart, really, hardly at all. We most often worked together and so forth. We certainly played and did everything else together. And it wasn't quite right. I should have put God first, but it was good practice at loving. And that's no doubt why God had it so. Thank you, God. And I've lost all 3 of them now. Yes. Well, that's, I'd rather not have lost them, of course. Of course. But that's what God had. And I'm happy with that. He meets my needs. I don't have a partner at the minute, but that's okay. He'll find me a partner if that's what I truly need. He may know that I need, must know that I need something else. Experience of not having a partner, earthly partner. I feel much closer to him, you see. I really do, because I focus much more on him, as you can imagine. And what a blessing. What a blessing. Life eternal. So, do I have to have another partner to replace the seeringlos? No. Just need to have the awareness of God as continually as I am able. And to put that rather more humanly and personally, I just need to be aware of the love of God, which inspires me, of course, to love him too. Thank you, Dad. Now, same can be for you, but you may well find another partner, or, you've lost children, you have other children, or you care for others equally. Yeah, that's the way it is, and it trains you to be utterly against loss. You see, everything in this classroom of the universe of the transitory teaches us the eternal values that we need to be in harmony with the host of heaven. You've got to be so firmly against purposing anything that brings harm and sorrow. And this is training for it, isn't it? But no need to suffer in the training. God loves you, and He's very able God, probably all-powerful, certainly astonishingly powerful. Look at the creation you're in from nothing, and yourself from nothing. That's quite an achievement, isn't it? You have good reason to trust him to be both all-powerful and all-loving. Do you? Bless you. Thank you, Dad. Try this. Look at that word again. Seeringlos. In my phonetic spelling, it's a bit clearer, isn't it? See. Ring. Circle it. The loss. Set boundaries on it. We set boundaries, you see. We're not going to let this loss paralyze and destroy our life. We really think we're going to let this hold us back from life eternal, the fullness of the love that God has purposed for us? No way. You will ring it. You will circle it round and say, yes, well, that has its place. I've been blessed by it. Now I will use it in life eternal. Do you see all things work together to good to those that love God and are called according to his purpose? Or as Marshall has it, all things work together to good because of our loving, wonderful God. Full stop. Gospel according to Marshall. You need to love and worship and be devoted to your God. Who else could you love but your God? Bless you. Thank you, Dad.